standing at the back, feet together, turning toes out, followed by heels. So just looking at your feet, make sure they're tracking straight and parallel to each other. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down, and ears over the shoulders. Placing the hands on the hips, we're just rocking that pelvis forward and back. So flattening through the lumbar spine and arching through the lumbar spine. Finding the halfway point between the two, nice neutral spine position. Thinking about that nice deep lateral breathing, so deep breath in through the nose, keeping the shoulders down the back and out through the mouth. Thinking about the belt around the waist, drawing the sides towards each other and the belly button pulling back towards the spine. And at the same time, feel those pelvic floor muscles like a lift coming up. 1, 2, 3. So tightness through the whole abdominal core region, but you can keep with that deep lateral breathing. We're going to relax the arms down by your side now and starting with some forward shoulder rolls. Nice big rolls, releasing any tightness in those shoulders. One more time forward, and we're going to reverse it up to the ears, over the mountain and down the other side. Good, squeezing those shoulder blades together, working with the breath. One more time, and then we're relaxing and drawing those shoulders down the back, arms hanging by your side. We're going to float the arms out to the side, locking those shoulders down the back as we reach up to the ceiling. On the out breath, push the air away as you bring the arms back down. Good. In breath, locking those shoulders down the back as we float the arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to stay there, palms facing away from you. We're going to drop the elbows to shoulder height. Place the hands behind your head and interlock the fingers. Shrug the shoulders up to your ears. Draw those shoulders down the back, and then we're going to pull those elbows towards each other as we squeeze those shoulder blades together. Unlock the fingers and float the arms back down by your side. Good. In breath, float the elbows up to shoulder height. Place the hands behind your head. Shrugging the shoulders up to your ears. Draw the shoulders down the back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Holding that position, push your left hip forward, and we're going to turn to look over the left shoulder. In breath to center, and we're turning to look over the right shoulder. Push that right hip forward, keep the elbows wide. In breath to center, keep the knees soft. We're dropping chin to chest. Keep the slight pressure on the base of the skull. Try not to tip the upper body forward. Keep those shoulders drawn together as you feel the stretch down the back of the neck. Bringing the head back up to the center. We're going to unlock the hands, place them behind your back, interlock the fingers. Turn them inside out, pull them up away from the glutes and feel the opening and stretch through the pecs. So drawing those shoulder blades together at the back. Good, and unlock them and shake them off. Good. So into the neck stretch, we're going to drop left ear to left shoulder, right arm behind the back. Take the left hand over the head. Gently feeling that stretch down the side of the neck, across the top of the shoulder. Breathing through that. Coming back up to the center again. Right ear to right shoulder, left arm behind the back. Take the hand over the head. And again, just gently breathing through that stretch. Not forcing it, just feeling a gentle pull. And then relaxing the arms, shrug those shoulders, and up to standing. So we're going to grab our bands. Just, we're going to keep the bands quite long. So just take the ends and wrap them around your palm. And then arms up to the ceiling, keeping the shoulders down the back. Important is to keep the knees soft because we don't want to be pulling on the back as we go into the side bend. We're lengthening through the waist over into the left side bend and then taking a pull on the band to just help increase that stretch. In breath to center, on the out breath over to the right side. And again, just taking a pull, resistance on the band. Feel the opening of the left side. In breath to center. One more time to each side. Over to the left. Taking the resistance on the band. In breath to center. Back up again. On the out breath. Over to the right. Taking that resistance. Feel the opening of the left side. And in breath to center, back up again. We're going to make that band a little bit shorter, maybe one more wrap around the palms. And then we're dropping the elbows down to shoulder height. Take the band behind your head, but don't let your head tip forward. Keep the chin pulled back into your neck. Then we're going to take the resistance, open the hands out. As we do that, we're squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back. In breath, floating the arms back up to the ceiling. Good. On the out breath, drop the elbows down. Pull the hands away from each other. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. In breath, back up to the ceiling. Shoulders down the back. 2 more times. Out breath, drop the elbows to shoulder height. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. In breath, up to the ceiling. Last time. Dropping the elbows down, take those hands away from each other, squeezing the shoulder blades together, relax up to the ceiling, and we're just shaking those shoulders off. Good. So grabbing your weights now. So just to remind you, so my weights are 1.1 kilo. If you've got heavier weights, and I'll talk you through as we get to them, but just take it steady. Maybe when we do the arms to the side, don't do the circling. When we do the pulsing, don't do the pulsing. Or you can just bend your elbows, but don't overstrain the arms. All we're trying to do is tone up. We're not trying to put too much pressure on the shoulder joints. So palms to the ceiling, elbows squeezed in at your side. The elbows stay there, they don't move. Core engaged. On the in breath, we're going to open the arms out to the side, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Out breath to close. Good. We're going for 8. So for 7 and close. 6, squeeze those shoulder blades together. For 5 and draw them together. For 4, squeeze those shoulder blades. For 3 and close. Good. For 2 and close. Last one, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Close the hands back up. Drop the hands to the front of the thigh. Keep those elbows squeezed in as we come into a full bicep curl up to the front of the shoulder and lower back down. Good. For 8 and lower. Good. For 7 and lower. Good. Really squeezing those elbows in. That helps to engage those biceps. For 5 and lower. 4. For 3. For 2. And last one. And lower back down. Palms facing towards your thigh, so back of the hands facing away from you, locking the shoulders down, and we're taking the arms straight out in front of you and draw back down. Good. Lock the shoulders down for 2 and lower. We're going for 10. Bring the arms up and we're going to pulse it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and bringing back down. Good. For 3, lock the shoulders down the back. We're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Arms straight out in front of you, core engaged. We're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. 3 more. Locking the shoulders down the back. We're pulsing for 5, 4. Remember, if the weights are heavy, don't do the pulsing. And lower. Good. 2 more. Arms straight out. We're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Last one. And we're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the arms back down. Arms to the side of you. We're taking the arms out to the side and push the air away as you lower. Remember, if it feels too much, you can bend those elbows as well and lower back down. We're going to start circling, arms to the side, 4 in both directions. 4, 3, 2, 1, and change direction. For 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Make sure those shoulders aren't creeping up to your ears. Circle for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. 2 more. Take the arms out. We're circling forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good. Last one. Arms out to the side. We're circling forward. 3, 2, 1, and backwards. 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Shrugging those shoulders out. So again, palms towards the thigh. We're going into the upright row. So we're bringing the weights up towards the front of the shoulders. Elbows up as high as possible. Push the air away as you take them back down. Good. For 9. And push the air away. Good. Strong core. Keep those knees soft. Make sure we're not pulling on your backs. And push away. Good. For 6. And push the air away. 5. Lock those shoulders down. Don't let those shoulders creep up to the ears. 4. For 3. 2. Pushing away. Last one. And push away. Excellent. Shaking those arms off. Good. So soft knees. Now watch this one. I'm not even going to say bend forward. I really want you to watch the chin doesn't poke out. In fact, draw that chin into the chest. Slide the elbows behind the body. The elbows stay there. They don't move. Weights start at the front of the shoulder. Good. And we're going to take the weights back and up towards the ceiling. Good. For 9 and forward. 8 and back up. Good. For 7, remember those elbows aren't moving. They stay back behind the body. Good. We're going to start to pulse it. So arms back, we're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and forward. Good. Take the arms back, we're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep those elbows behind the body. Take the arms back and we're pulsing for 5, 4, up to the ceiling. 2, 1, and forward. Good. 2 more. Take the arms back. We're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Take the arms back as high as possible. Pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the arms forward. We can drop the, don't drop the weight. Place the weights down. Morning, Claire.
Morning, sorry to be late.
You're okay. Nice to see you. We're just going to roll those arms forward and back. Excellent. Just loosening them off. Brilliant. So, Claire, have you got your foam roller with you?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So we're going to roll down to the mat. So standing at the back of the mat, Keeping the knees soft, core engaged. Deep breath in through the nose, draw the belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're dropping chin to chest, and we're slowly peeling the vertebra off the wall behind you. Keep the knees soft, feeling the articulation through each vertebra joint as the crown of the head weights you down to the floor. Let the head hang, shoulders down the back. Deep breath in, draw the belly button to spine. As we breathe out, we're going to start to roll back up, stacking that spine, one vertebra at a time, coming back up to standing and rolling those shoulders back. Good. One more time. Draw the belly button to spine. Deep breath in as we breathe out, peeling the vertebra off the wall behind you, one vertebra at a time. Crown weighting you down to the floor. And this time we're either going to hook the fingers underneath our toes or place the palms flat onto the floor. And we're going to straighten through the left knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straightening through the right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through both knees, head hanging, drawing those shoulders down the back. Breathing through that stretch. And then we're going to soften through the knees, walk the hands forward, and we're coming down onto all fours. Top of the feet flat onto the floor, knees hip width apart, wrists underneath the shoulders, neutral spine position. So we're going to drop the hips to the right, turn to look over the left shoulder at your feet. Good. In breath to center. On the out breath, we're dropping the hips to the left, looking over your right shoulder at your feet. Good. Each time we drop, we're going to let those hips drop a little lower, feeling that stretch. And center, good. And dropping the hips. So feel the loosening. You might feel it in your hips. You might feel it in your back. It's all just a sort of pelvic. Loosen up. Good. We're going to do one more time to each side. Good. And then after this last one, coming back to the center again. Sit back on your heels. So if we're using the foam roller, grab your foam roller. We're going to come down to lying on the roller. If you're not using a roller, just come down to lying flat on the floor. So sitting at the end of the roller, support yourself as you very gently come down to lying on the roller, making sure the tailbone and your head are sitting comfortably on it. If you're on the roller, feet are a bit wider than hip width, so I'd almost take them to each edges of the mat. If you're on the floor, knees and feet hip width apart. So relaxing the arms down by your side, shoulders down your back. We're going to find our neutral spine position. So on the in-breath, we're going to roll that pelvis forward, arching through the lumbar spine. Take the chin up to the ceiling. On the out-breath, we're flattening through the lumbar spine and we're sliding the chin towards the chest. Good. One more time. On the in-breath, roll the pelvis forward, chin to the ceiling. On the out-breath, flattening through the lumbar spine and chin towards the chest. We're going to hold that position, keep the length through the back of the neck, and we're floating the right and the left arm up towards the ceiling. Good. We're going to reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then bring the right arm over to the left. Follow the hand with the head. We're reaching it down towards the floor. Try not to roll on that roller. Keep the roller still. Reach the arms back up to the ceiling again. And then as you lower the shoulder, slide that shoulder blade down your back. Reaching up with the left arm to the ceiling, bring the left arm over to the right, follow the hand with the head. We're trying to bring that hand down towards the floor, but without forcing it. Then we're taking the arm back up to the ceiling again. As you lower the arm, slide that shoulder blade down your back. Good. We're reaching both arms up to the ceiling. Lift the shoulders away from the roller. As we bring the arms back down, we're going to squeeze the roller in between the shoulder blades. Good. In breath up to the ceiling. Out breath, lower the arms and squeeze the shoulder blades into the roller. Good. 2 more times. In breath up to the ceiling. On the out breath, lower the arms and squeeze that shoulder blades into the roller. Good. Last time. On the in breath, reaching up to the ceiling. On the out breath, lower the arms, squeeze the shoulder blade with the scapula, and then relaxing through the shoulders, both palms facing away from you. We're going to do double arm circles. Now, if that feels too much for you, go back to the single one on, one up windmill. Okay, keeping the rib cage locked down. We're going to bring the hands over the head, take the back of the hands down on or towards the floor, circle them out to the side, dragging the fingers along the floor all the way to your feet, and then floating the arms back up to the ceiling again. Good. On the out breath, take the back of the hands on or towards the floor above your head, dragging the fingers on the floor. We're taking the arms out to the side, all the way down to your feet and back up to the ceiling again. Good. We're reversing it. So bringing the hands onto the floor down by your feet. Take the back of the hands to the floor, dragging the fingers on the floor, taking the arms up above the head and draw them back up to the ceiling again. Good. One more time. On the in breath, we're dropping the hands down to the floor. Back of the hands on the floor. Take the arms out to the side, up above the head. Keep that rib cage down, and we're floating the arms back up to the ceiling again. Brilliant. So we're going to bend those elbows. Make a fist with your hands so the inside of your forearms are facing each other. On the out breath, we're going to drop those elbows open and towards the floor. So if you can imagine the W arms, keep the rib cage down as we take the forearms down towards the floor. So forearms and wrists towards the floor. Good. In breath to close back up again. Good. Out breath, drop the elbows and wrists down towards the floor, opening up through that chest. In breath to close, then back up again. Good. 2 more times. On the out breath, drop those elbows down. See if each time you can't get those hands a little bit nearer the floor, and closing back up. Last one. On the out breath, open those arms out into the W, rib cage down, and closing back up again. Brilliant. So we're going to relax those arms down by your side, keeping that neutral spine position, making sure that lumbar spine stays down into the roller or the mat, and we're going to float the left leg up into tabletop position. Good. Lower the left foot back down to the floor. On the out breath, floating that right leg up to tabletop position. So as we alternate from one leg to the other, I want you to check that that lumbar spine doesn't move off the roller. Keep it imprinted down. Good. right leg floating up to tabletop. Good. Lower the right foot down. This time, as we float the left leg up, we're going to float the left arm up towards the ceiling. Lower back down, imprinting the lumbar spine, and we're floating the right leg up, left arm up to the ceiling. Good. And lower back down. Good. Right arm, left leg up to the ceiling. We're holding it here. Flex through the left foot. Now we're going to lengthen that left leg away, taking the right arm up above the head. In breath to center. Now remember with this one, you want to take the leg as low as possible. That's how you're working the core, but you don't want that lower back popping up. If you feel the lower back popping up, take the leg higher. In breath to center. Good. 3 more. On the out breath, lengthen the left leg away. Take the right arm up above your head. Keep the lumbar spine locked down. Good. 2 more. Exhale to lengthen. Inhale to center. Last one. On the out breath, lock that back down as you lengthen the leg and arm away. In breath to center, back up. We're changing legs and arms. So left foot down, float the right leg up, left arm up towards the ceiling. Good. So first we're going to we're going to flex through the right foot. Lengthen the right leg away. Take the left arm up above the head. In breath to center. Good. We're going for 5. So for 4, lock that back down. And center. Good. For 3. And center. Good. For 2. Locking the back down. Last one. Lengthening the leg away, keeping the lumbar spine locked, back to the center, and we're lowering the legs back down again. Good. So we're going to take left leg up to tabletop. Now we're going to take the right and left arm up to the ceiling. Jeanette, you can do double legs and double arms. We're going into the toe tapping, so we're lowering the left foot to the floor and take it back up again. So both arms are up to the ceiling for 2 and lower. Now, if you want to make it a bit harder, as you lower the left leg, you can take the right arm up above your head. Good. 2 more. On the out breath, lock that lumbar spine down. And center. Last one. Lowering the right arm up above the head. And center. Good. We're taking the left foot to the floor. Just make sure the foot is nice and wide. That will help to stabilize you as well as locking the core down. We're floating the right leg up. Now you're going to be so grateful for all that one leg work we did last term. So we're lowering the right foot to the floor and floating back up. Good. Again, if you want to add the left arm going up above the head, for 2, for 3, on the out breath, lower. In breath to center. Good. 2 more. Out breath to lower. Lock the back down. Last one. Good. Back up to the center. Lower the leg back down. Lower the arms back down. And very gently, we're going to come off the roller. So, Jeanette, if you grab your cushions now, we're going to place the roller or the cushions at the base of the shoulder blade. So if you're not sure if you're in the right place, lift your hips up, roll the roller up and down a bit till you feel the point of your shoulders sitting on the roller, and then we're going to lower the hips back down to the floor. Placing the hands behind the head, chin towards the chest, keeping those elbows nice and wide. Good. So here we're working a little bit with core, but we're also working with opening up through that upper thoracic back. So just cradling the head, not pulling it. On the out breath, we're drawing the belly button to spine and we're squeezing the abdominals as we curl up. On the in breath, keeping the chin towards the chest, we're opening up through the thoracic back. Keep that rib cage down. Don't drop the head below the roller. So we're just trying to get length here without the rib cage popping up. So on the out breath, chin to chest, draw the belly button to spine as we roll up. In breath, lengthening through the back of the neck, rib cage down as we keep the back of the head in line with the spine. Good, 3 more times. Out breath, curling up, draw the belly button to spine. In breath, chin to chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. Last one, on the out breath, curling up. Good. In breath, lowering the head level with the back of the spine, and we're holding that position. Good. Everyone okay here?
Yep.
Okay, we're now going to lift the left rib cage up. We're rolling onto our right side. Keep the elbows wide. We're coming onto this right side. In breath to center. So Jeanette, are you okay with the cushions there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. If the cushions get in the way, you can move the cushions out and just do it with coming up from the breastbone. All right. So we're going to roll on to the left side, lifting that right side up away from the roller. In breath to center. Keep those elbows wide. Good. So what we're doing here is just giving a massage through that thoracic back. It can be a little bit tender as you come onto that side. So nice and slow. Don't do it too quickly. Good. And over to the left side. Good. We're going to do it one more time to each side. So over to the right. In breath to center, keep those elbows wide, rolling onto the left side. And center back up again. Good. So you might just want to readjust that roller. It might have just come up a little bit high. Catherine, can you bring the roller down? Yeah, bring the roller down. Head up a little bit more over the roller. Okay, good. So again, just supporting your head now. We're going to go into a side bend. So we're sliding the right elbow down towards the right hip. In breath to center. Again, Jeanette, for you on the floor, you can just do it coming up from the breastbone. Just try not to let the elbows come to the floor. Good. And center. Good. On the out breath, slide the elbow down towards the hip, opening the left side. In breath to center, just have a little think about what your rib cage is doing. Keep that rib cage down. Neutral spine position. We're going to do one more time to each side. And we're going to the left. Good. And center back up again. Brilliant. I'm just going to pause the record. Brilliant. So lying on your backs, lift those hips up, place that roller underneath your sacrum or pelvis. You want to be holding onto the sides of the roller just so that it doesn't slide away from you. Now in this position, obviously your back is lifted up away from the floor. So think about rolling that pelvis. Tucking that tailbone underneath you, flattening. Think of rib cage drawing down towards the hips. And we're going to float the right and left leg up into tabletop position, making sure that core is engaged. Good. So we're going into single leg stretch here. So keeping the toes pointed, we're going to lengthen the left leg away, draw the right knee in and center back up. Good. And change. So the lower the lengthened leg, the harder that core is working, but make sure you're able to keep that neutral spine. Good. And lengthen. Good. And center. Good. 2 more times to each side. And center and lengthen. Now, if you want to make it a bit harder, make your center place, the knee hanging out over the hip a little bit. Good. Last ones. And lengthen. Good. And bring those knees back together. So sorry, I'll just talk you through that. If your center point is your knees out over the hip, so lengthening, if that's your center point, that means that core's working harder. If your center point is knees up over the chest, obviously that takes the weight off the core. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If it means your back stays down, that's where I want them. But if you want to work harder, obviously if your center point is there, you're engaging that core a bit more. We're going to do double leg lengthen now. Again, the lower the legs, the harder it is. So if your back is popping up, take the legs higher. Flex through the feet. Close the knees and feet together. We're pushing both legs away from you. In breath, draw back up. Good. On the out breath, imagine you're pushing a big block away from you. Lock that spine down. In breath to center. Good. 4 more times. Out breath. Push away. Lock the back down. In breath to center. For 3. Engage the core. And in. Good. For 2. Pushing away. In breath to center. Last one. Push that block away from you. In breath to center. Back up. Take the leg straight up to the ceiling, pointing through the toe. You're going to bring the left leg over your head as you lengthen the right leg away. Draw the legs towards each other and change. Good. Draw the legs towards each other and change. We're going to bounce it for 1, for 2, and change. 1, 2, and change. For 6. Good. For 5. And 5. For 4. Obviously, again, watch that lowering leg. Make sure that back is not popping up. 4. And 4. For 3. And 3. For 2. And 2. Last one's coming. For 1. And 1. Brilliant. Take the legs back up to the ceiling. You're pointing through the toes. Open the legs out into a V. Flex and draw them back together again. Pointing, open to the V. Flex, closing back together. Good. 5 more. Point, open to the V. Flex to close. Good. If it's feeling too much on your back, bend your knees. So if you want to watch me a second, bend your knees, open and close with the bent knees. Good. I've lost count. Anybody know where we're at?
Point.
We'll do 2 more. Point to open, flex to close. Last one. Point to open to the V, flex to close back up. Keep hold of that roller. Draw those knees over your chest. We're going to rock from side to side. Good. Okay. So legs back to tabletop. We're going to come into our hip rolls now. So Jeanette, if I was you, I would just have maybe move the cushion out and just do the hip rolls where drop the knees down, head goes in the opposite direction, and then you can just do the leg lengthening over the knee. Yeah. The rest of us on the roller, both legs up to tabletop. Locking that spine down, we're going to take both knees over to the right, head goes to the left. Now the roller wants to be sitting on that slightly fleshy part of the glutes. So you're just getting a nice massage there through your glutes. We're going to drop the knees over to the left, head goes to the right. Good. We're going to do one more time to each side. Keep the knees and feet squeezed together. Good. And center. Good. One more time over to the left. Now, this next time now, as we come over to the right, we're going to lengthen both legs away from you. Now, if this feels too much for your back, you can just lengthen one leg or just keep going with the hip rolls. In breath to center, we're going to come over to the left. And then if you can, we're going to lengthen both legs away. Keep the knees and feet squeezed together. Bend the knees and center. Good. Two more times to each side. Over to the right. Lengthen the legs away from you. Now, make sure it's not pulling on your back. If it's pulling on your back, remember, go back to one leg or just stay with the hip rolls. Over to the left. Lengthen both legs away. Good. Bring the knees in and center. Last time to each side. Over to the right. Lengthen both legs away. Bend and center. Last time. Over to the left. Lengthen both legs away. Bend and center. We're placing the right ankle onto the left knee. So if you're on the floor, Jeanette, if you can pull your left leg up towards you, and then you're going to roll over onto your left side. If we're on the roller, we're going to roll over onto that right side. Roll all the way until you start to feel a slightly tender point. Then we're going to stay on that and we're just rocking, either drawing the legs up and down or rocking from side to side. So, Catherine, for you, you want to roll onto your right side a little bit. That's it. Go gently here. If it feels very sore. Good. And center back up again. So we're going to change legs, left ankle onto right knee. Try and keep that left knee open as much as possible. Jeanette, you're going to pull your right leg up and then you're going to roll onto your right side. We're going to roll onto our left side. And again, just finding the piriformis muscle. You'll know it when you're on it. And we're just rocking side to side. Again, just using that roller to massage into that piriformis muscle. Good. You might feel you want to change the position of the roller if you've not, don't feel it's quite in the right spot. Good, and then we're bringing the knees back to the center. We're going to keep that left knee bent, hug it into your chest, lengthen the right leg away from you, flex through the foot of the right foot, and take the heel down towards the floor. So we're hugging that left knee in as much as possible. Now watch your back here. Don't let that rib cage pop up. Keep that centered and down. Good. We're just lengthening and opening up, stretching out through the hip flexor. Good. We're going to change positions, change legs, sorry. So right leg in, left leg lengthened away, flex through the foot, take the heel down towards the floor, but keep the leg long. Don't bend the knee. Good, and we're breathing through that. 2, and 1. Good. Bring both knees up to your chest. We're going to slide that roller out from underneath you. Place your feet onto the roller. Good. So, Jeanette, you're just going to have your knees bent. We've got our knees bent on the roller. We're going to lengthen the roller away from you. So, Jeanette, just hold 1 second. We're just going to lengthen the roller away. Take the soles of the feet towards each other, and as you draw that roller back up, the soles of the feet stay towards each other. So, Jeanette, if you open your knees out to each side now and draw the soles of the feet together, place the hands onto the inner thigh, and we're just stretching through that inner thigh, through the adductors. If you're on the roller and you're not feeling much of a stretch, just draw that roller in a little bit more. Place the hands on that inner thigh and just feel that nice stretch. Breathing through that. Relaxing that lumbar spine. Good. And then drawing the knees back up to the center. So we're keeping the knees bent, feet are hip width apart, and we're coming up into our shoulder bridge. Remember, if you cramp a lot in the shoulder bridge, just leave the roller and do it from the floor. So when you're ready, deep breath in, draw the belly button to spine. As we breathe out, we're curling that pelvis up off the mat, peeling the vertebra one at a time as we come up into that shoulder bridge position. Hips lifted, rib cage down. Check there's no tension through the neck and shoulders. On the out breath, we're going to come back down, one vertebra at a time, keeping the pelvis curled up until the end. So, Claire, if you're cramping there with this one, I would do it without the roller. Yeah, it can, if you tend to cramp, it can cause a bit more cramping through that hamstring. One more time, deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're curling that pelvis up off the mat, peeling one vertebra at a time, hips lifted, rib cage down. Now we're going to float that left leg up to tabletop. Don't let that left hip drop. Keep those glutes squeezed. Lower the left foot back to the roller, and we're going to take the right foot up to tabletop. Good.
Oh, I can't do that with the roller.
And we're coming back down, one vertebra at a time. Keep the pelvis curled up to the end. If it feels too much with lifting the leg to tabletop, you can do those glute squeezes that we were doing last time, okay? Deep breath in as you breathe out, curling that pelvis up off the mat, peeling the vertebra one at a time as you come up into the shoulder bridge position. This time we're going to lift the right leg up to tabletop. Keep that right side lifted. Lower back down. Left leg up to tabletop. Lower the left foot back down, and we're coming back down one vertebra at a time, keeping that pelvis curled up until the end. Brilliant. So just hugging those knees into your chest, rocking from side to side, loosening off that back. Good. Okay, we're going to come into the full roll up now. If you need a band, grab your bands and place them around your feet. If you know that you struggle anyway with the roll up, leave the foam roller. And if you've got back issues or you just rather not do the full roll up, of course you can do just the roll up towards the knees. So keep the knees bent and just do the roll up towards the knees and lower back down. Okay, so everyone happy with the options? I'll take that as a yes.
Sorry, yes.
Okay, so we've got our, if you were doing the full roll up with the roller, we've got our heels over the roller, squeezing the knees and feet together, and we're taking the arms up above the head. Drawing the belly button to spine, deep breath in as we breathe out, arms to the ceiling, come up from the breastbone, looking at the feet. So Jeanette, if you're doing the feet, that's it. And we're rolling up one vertebra at a time, reaching over our toes, drop the head down between our arms, stacking that spine back up, shoulders down the back. Deep breath in, draw the belly button to spine as we breathe out to roll back down. Lumbar, thoracic, take the head down, reaching the arms over the top. Good. Deep breath in as we breathe out, arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone, looking at your toes. So we're rolling up one vertebra at a time. Reach over those toes, drop the head down, feel that lovely stretch through your hamstrings. Stack that spine up, shoulders down the back. Deep breath in, draw the belly button to spine as we roll back down. Lumbar, thoracic, head down, reaching the arm over the top. Good. Last one. On the out breath, arms to the ceiling, come up from the breastbone, looking at your toes. We're rolling back up. Lumbar, thoracic, reach over your toes, head down, breathing through that stretch. Restack that spine and drawing the belly button to spine, rolling back down, lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down, reaching the arms over the top. And then we're going to take the arms out to the side, palms to the ceiling. Draw the roller in so the knees are bent, or if you're not using the roller, just bend the knees. Knees and feet hip width apart, arms out to the side. Good. So we're going to do the wringing out the washing. We're using the roller just because it gives us a bit more height to try and drop those knees down. So we're going to start to roll the right hand back along the floor as we roll that left hand forward on the floor. And then we're going to start to change, working with our breaths, rolling the left arm back, right arm forward. Good. Changing. Now we're going to drop our head towards the hand that is rolling back on the floor. And then once you're in the rhythm of that, we're going to start to drop the knees in the opposite direction to the head. Now remember, with this one, we're not stacking the feet. We're keeping those feet hip width apart. Good. So just rolling, loosening that back off, especially after all the core work, that shoulder bridge. Good. And just working with the breath, dropping from side to side. We're going to do one more time to each side. Last one. Good. And then coming back to the center again. We can push the roller away. We're going to come onto our sides and up to a sitting position. Good. Okay, so we're coming into the mermaid. Now, I know not everyone likes this, and just quickly I'll show you, it's this one. If this is an exercise you really don't enjoy, and even with the legs out, it's not comfortable for you to do the rotation, then I want you to come into the side lying thread and needle, okay? So where you open the chest out and then feed through, all right? So that's the alternative. If we're doing the mermaid, if we have the right leg bent in front and the left leg bent behind, or cross both legs in front of you, or as I say, you can have both legs long. So choosing which one suits you the best. Just lift my camera up slightly. It's up down a bit. All right, so right knee bent in front, left leg behind, trying to get that left seat bone down into the mat, roller on your right side. So on the out breath, roll the roller away, keep that elbow soft, shoulder down, lift through the waist, arm over the top. Using your core muscles, we're going to come back up to sitting. And then you're right, Claire?
Yes.
Claire, you might find the thread and needle one easier for you today, just while we're...
Yeah.
Because of the knees. I know the knees are...
It's the knees that are the problem.
All right. So we're going to do... sorry, did we go over the leg bend behind?
Yes.
Hand back onto the roller. This time we're going to go into the rotation. So roll the roller away, weight into the left seat bone, reaching the arm over the top. Then we're going to rotate to the floor, both hands on the roller, shoulders down the back. Lengthen the roller away, drop the head down between the arms, weight down into that left seat bone. Drawing the roller back towards you, back into your side bend. Use your core muscles to come back up and over the leg bend behind. Good. One more time. Hand onto the roller. Push the roller away. Shoulders down the back. Lift up through that waist. Good. Rotation to the roller. Shoulders down the back. Weight into the left seat bone as we push the roller away. Drop the head down. Draw it back to you slightly, back into your side bend. Draw yourself back up and over the leg bent behind. Brilliant. Come back up to sitting. We're changing position, so changing legs. So left leg in front, right leg behind. Roller on the left side, trying to keep that weight down into the right seat bone. Good. So roll that roller away, drop the shoulder down, lift through the waist. Remember, soft elbows. Good. Core muscles to come back up and over the leg bent behind. Brilliant. On the out breath, hand onto the roller, pushing it away. Soft elbow, lifting through the waist. We're going into the rotation. So chest to the floor, both hands on the roller, push it away. Try and keep that weight in your right seat bone. Slide the roller back towards you, back into the side bend. Core muscles back up to sitting and over the other side. Good. Last time. Left hand on the roller. Push it away. Drop the shoulder down. Soft elbow. Rotation to the roller. Weight into that right seat bone. Push it away. Good. Draw the roller back towards you. Back into the side bend. Use the core muscles to come back up to sitting. Over the leg bent behind. Good, and back up to sitting. Excellent. We're going to lengthen both legs away. So if you've been doing your side bend, thread and needle, come up to sitting, both legs out in front of you, crown of the head to the ceiling, hinge from the hips. We're dropping down over the knees, shoulders down the back. And just breathing through that lovely calf, hamstring, opening up your lower back. On each out breath, see if you can drop a little bit lower. Good. Rounding back up and stacking that spine. Excellent. So we're turning onto all fours. We will progress to be using the roller for this one, but we're going to start to do that next week once everyone's had a bit of a warm-up. Good. So tucking the toes underneath you, we're pushing up to down dog, heels to the floor, take the head through to the knees, shoulders down the back, stretching between those shoulder blades. We're going to soften through the knees, walk the hands back towards your feet, and on the out breath, rounding back up, stacking that spine, coming up to standing. Good work, everyone. Oh.